Alright guys, today we're going to be doing something a little different. Today we are going to go on a hike while we record our video today. That's right folks, we're going to do some walking in the woods. That's right, we're just behind my apartment building right here, and we're going to be going into the wilderness. So it's going to be super awesome, and I'm very excited to go for a nice relaxing walk in the woods and enjoy what will be our energy drink of today. Now, what will we be drinking and what will we be reviewing for today's video? I'm glad you asked. We are going to be doing a review of the Redbull Coconut Edition Coconut Berry Energy Drink right here, which I am very excited to try. Now, this is in the line of the Special Edition Redbull flavors, so this is in their line of just, nothing too fancy, of course. Monster, from what I've seen at least in doing these videos, they like to do a lot more new stuff, and they like to have different lines of things based off of different drinks. But these drinks, they're just in their special edition, whatever, so they're just not the standard Red Bull flavor, which is perfectly okay with me. I'm not complaining about that, but I think, this is just a thought I had real quick, I'm going to go on a quick tangent about that, but I think this kind of proves that Red Bull knows how special their drink is. If they're willing to not even have to make so many different lines of drinks, then they know that people love their standard drink. And that's probably true. If you look at the sales, I'm gonna guess that Red Bull Standard Edition sells way better than Monster Standard, because Monster has to put out so many different other options because they know that their classic drink may not be everyone's favorite. Well, I haven't heard a single person that's a fan of energy drinks say that they hate the standard Red Bull. I've never heard people say it. I've heard people say it's not their favorite, but I've never heard people say that they actually despise it. While for Monster, I have heard people say that they don't like standard Monster, but they do prefer other Monster flavors. So, let's quickly talk about my expectations. After we're done with that tangent, we're going to talk about the expectations for this drink right here, the Coconut Edition here. Now, my expectations going into this, I'm going to put this into my pocket real quick, just so I can switch off my hands. My expectations going into this, I mean, it's a nice drink. It looks like a nice drink. It looks like a premium drink, and it's kind of looking like a Monster White, but I don't think it's going to taste any similar to that. Two different brands, two different companies, and two different flavors that they're going for. Coconut flavor. That's interesting to me. I've never been a big fan of any coconut flavored beverages, in my opinion at least. So I'm curious how this is going to work out for me. And there's a diverting path right here, which I'm curious to take. So we're going to take this diverting path right here. Now, here's what I'm thinking. I'm thinking it's going to taste like a standard Red Bull, as do a lot of the special editions have. They have a little bit of that standard Red Bull flavor in there with a twist of something new, right? I'm expecting, now coconut is probably a little bit more difficult to really make happen, so I'm expecting maybe a bit of a more, not as natural flavor as we've seen in other versions of the Red Bull things. Like, for example, I think their summer edition, their fruity flavor that they're going for, like a fruit punch vibe, tastes very natural and very normal, and also the orange one too. They both have a normal, not kind of organic tasting fruitiness to it. While for this coconut drink, I'm expecting it to not be as organic tasting. I'm expecting more of a artificial coconutty flavor, but it's also with some berry in it, so I'm expecting a little bit of fruitiness with it, kind of like a coconut fruity kind of drink, which I think will be pretty good. And I have to say, the scenery that we are in right now is rather lovely. Now over there, it just turns into the road, so I think I'm going to go back, but I am enjoying this nature, I have to be honest. And my apartment is not too far away. This is just a nice little naturey area, and I'm just right at school. I'm just at UCF, and that's nice, we can appreciate that. But as I was saying, excuse me, I'm trying to get my words back. My expectations, I'm expecting an artificially kind of coconutty flavor with a bit of fruit in there because of the berry flavor. The berry basically just means a bit of a kick of fruit punchy kind of vibe. That's what it just basically means. Maybe a little citrus, more on the side of fruit punch. And then, of course, an undertone of Red Bull. I'm expecting great bubbles because Red Bull always has great bubbles and great carbonation, and I think it's gonna be a hoot. I just think it's gonna be a good drink. So without further ado, I think we should talk about the can and talk about how this might change our expectations. Now, off the bat, this is a clean looking can. I mean, look at this thing. This is a good looking can right here. This looks premium. This looks nice. And this just looks like I'm gonna enjoy it. So, let's talk about it real quick. First of all, the white always looks fantastic on cans. I don't know why white just feels premium. You know, think Apple, you know, it just has a premium vibe to it, you know, and I'm appreciating that. I'm thinking that this is gonna be a premium drink right here. Now, the coconut edition, it feels like the text, just because the white maybe, it makes the coconut look like it's kind of coming off the can a little bit more, and I think that looks fantastic. The coconut edition, Red Bull, just using the standard can color for the bowl and the lettering. Energy drink, 110 calories, 8.4 fluid ounces, coconut berry in blue with an artificially flavored sign. It says that on all the cans, but a lot of them have an organic taste, but I think that the artificially flavored thing is going to be a bit more telling in this drink. Sad to say. 110 calories. Usually the backs of these are about the same as every other one. This is the 8.4 one, so this is the 80 milligrams of caffeine, B12, niacin, B6, proteinic acid, carbohydrates, fat, all that good stuff. Please recycle on the can. Super nice. And then it says AA4US O4UX. I don't know what that means. Maybe it's like a red, like energy drink code or something. But without further ado, I think it's time to crack this open. So I'm gonna quickly put my camera down and quickly give this bad boy a crack. Nice crack. Whoa. Sorry I jumped right into the smell test, but we're gonna take a quick smell test again. Now, I still am a little under the weather, as I said in my previous video, but I'm coming back strong. I still sound a little sick, but my sniffer is coming back, and I can tell. This is a very interesting smell. It smells like kind of like a pina colada, which makes sense, with an undertone of fruitiness, but interestingly, no Red Bull smell. Usually they have an undertone of it, but not really. It does to have the bit of a harshness, pungentness of a Red Bull smell, but it doesn't have a Red Bull smell to it. It kind of has like a blueberry vibe to it as well. Kind of smells like a, you know, those twist top fruity drinks. They're not like a twist top, like they're like a plastic little like bottle thingy, and it has a tip, and then you screw it off the top, and it's like a spin tap. Kind of looks like a screw, where it has the two things pointing up, and you spin it, but they're facing down. You spin it. You know what I'm talking about? It smells a lot like that, like a kid snack drink kind of thing. So I'm very curious for how this is going to taste. So without further ado, I think it's time we take a sip of the, wow, the placement of the nozzle is a really bad placement, of the Coconut Edition Red Bull Coconut Berry Artificially Flavored Energy Drink, and see what we think about the flavor. Will it be as artificially as we thought it would be, or is it going to be right on the spot? Now, quick disclaimer, I'm not a big fan of coconut, but I always try to have an open mind with these and just try something new. But I'm going to show you some sips and tell you what I think, because I actually think this is rather interesting. Ooh. Wow. Quite a pungent taste, if I have to say. Very much so akin to a pina colada, kind of fruity drink with it, and has such a strong, more natural, organic-y coconut flavor than I expected, with a lot more of a Red Bull undertone than I expected. You can't even smell the Red Bull, but this just tastes like if coconut was put in a Red Bull, which I guess is exactly what they're going for with this drink. There's no berry taste to it either, by the way. I guess the berry taste is kind of coming from the natural Red Bull flavor having a bit of a fruity vibe to it. Not really, though. Kind of just tastes like radioactive piss, to be honest, but I like that radioactive piss, but yeah, no, as soon as it hits your mouth, you just are overwhelmed with a very coconutty flavor mixed right in with a Red Bull, and it is extreme, to be honest. It is extreme how hitting that kind of Red Bull flavor is, even though you couldn't even smell it. So that is quite interesting to me, I have to be honest. I did not expect that. Now I have to say, I'm not a big fan of coconut in the first place, so that's going to sway my overall rating of this drink. But I have to say, this drink is not good. I'm not a big fan of coconut, and I think that the overwhelmingness of the coconut is just a bit much. The other drinks had nice undertones. Not nice undertones. They had nice undertones of Red Bull along with the flavor, but it wasn't in your face. This coconut is right in your face, and it is punching you in the face. And then the Red Bull undertone is so strong under it that it kind of takes away from the coconut while it's trying to punch you in the face. It's like if you're mixing a drink and you put too much of one in, so you put too much of the other in to kind of balance it out. It's just too much. And in my opinion, that makes this drink a bit of a sensory overload, as it's too much coconut and too much Red Bull at the same time. Now, I like Red Bull. I'm not a big fan of coconut, but it's not a terrible taste. But the two of them in excess together is just way too much in my opinion. So I have to say, I'm going to have to give this drink a 4.8 out of 10. It is definitely doing what it says. It's organic coconut flavor, and that's why it's not a standard 4, it's 4.8. But it's below mid because it's just a little too much, and I'm not a big fan of that. Of course I'm gonna finish this, of course I'm gonna put this into my collection, but I have to say, not a big fan of it. So if you guys want a coconut-y energy drink, this might be your bet. But if too much coconut with too much Red Bull is not your thing, I would avoid this drink right here. But anywho, thank you guys for watching my video. I hope you enjoyed this nice nature walk. I'm sorry if it was a bit shaky. I'm sorry if I sound a little sick still. So please subscribe for more content. A lot of you are not subscribed, and I understand that I have a very niche kind of content coming out. But if you're enjoying the vibes, please subscribe, and please like, and please leave a comment. If you have any suggestions for what you want me to do next for my next video, which will be coming out in a day or two from here, please let me know. I'd appreciate if you guys would let me know that. And yeah, you guys have a good one, all right? Take care.